Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you see over here, it's Frank. If you follow my Instagram,
What's up, everybody?
Or if you've seen the rest of my videos, he is a gentleman that owns a gorgeous Viper. What year is that? 2000 Viper, mint condition, roughly 30-some thousand miles, and that car is stunning. We are driving to Whitmore to look at a C8. No, I'm not buying another car right now. This video is going to be something to help you guys save money when you're looking at pre-owned C8s. And we're also going to look at the value of this C8, and I want to explain to you why I think this particular car is worth the money. All right guys, we have just arrived at Whitmore. Love this place. They have a lot of cars. So the C8's inside. We're going to take a look in a minute. We're also going to look around the dealership and see what else they have. But yeah, C8's here. I'm not trading it in. I'm not. So I'm not getting another car, so let's not even think about that. Let's see what's inside. Alright guys, we're here inside a dealership. The car that we are in question of today, this is I believe a 2020 C8, and this is a 3LT. What I wanted to point out when you're looking at a pre-owned C8, first thing you want to know, if it's a Z51 package, the easiest way to tell is to look at the brake calipers. It says a Z51. That's how you can identify if it is or isn't a Z51 package. So if you walk into a dealership and you want to know, there you go. That's the easiest way to tell. These are an upgraded rims, so these are an upgrade as far as price, so that's going to add to it. When you look at these side skirts, if these are OEM, these are going to be from the factory. These are roughly, I want to say about $4,000. So when you're speccing out your C8, at least when I was speccing out mine, this was an addition to the price. So it's something to keep in mind when you're looking at these C8s. They also tint it, the headlights. I think that looks pretty sick. It's kind of hard to tell in here, but you see a slight tint, but they're blacked out. I think it looks really good. What do you think? Yes. Looks pretty crazy.
It's a must. Okay.
That's unique. I've never seen anybody do that before.
You need to do yours.
Yeah. Now let me know what you guys think about these workers. I think this is awesome. I dare say I like this better than my high wing. I don't know, I do. Out from the back, dude, this looks really good. Yeah. The other thing is too, this car has the factory rims. For me, in my opinion, that's a good thing, right? You don't have to worry about somebody who messed around with offsets. Did they choose the right rims? Did they not? Stuff like that. So sometimes OEM from the factory is the way to go. But dude, I like that. Yeah, and this has the engine appearance package. So what we mean by that is you have carbon fiber on the right, left, and then it'll come with the lights. This also comes with the edge red engine cover as well. So all this is an option when you're looking at a car. So again, if you go into a dealer and you're looking for pre-owned and it doesn't have this package, then that is something that's less than what you could possibly want, and you could be spending more money for less, right? You could be getting a 1LT spending 100,000 and not having all these different options. This is going to be your mag ride. Another thing you want to look at when you're looking at a pre-owned C8 is if it has PPF. I don't believe this one does, but if it does, you want to take a very close look to the very edges of where the PPF would stop at. For instance, if this did have it, the very edge right here. The reason why that's important is because if they do PPF and it's not custom cut and it's a template, it might stop right about here, somewhere around there, and it could be jagged, if they cut it wrong, or if they laid it wrong. You want to look out for bubbles, make sure it's not peeling, stuff like that. So even if you get a great deal on your C8 and it has PPF that's messed up, you're going to spend a fortune getting that PPF off, and possibly ruin your paint. We just realized that this car with the paint protection film, it has it. So that's how good of a job the installer did on this car. I couldn't even tell while we're looking at it. So I don't know if it's going to show up on film, but it is cut to the very, very edge, which is what you want. So getting your car PPF'd this closely is not easy whatsoever. So somebody did an amazing job on this car, which to me brings the value up even more, because it is not cheap to get it done right. So what they're asking for this car, I'll have to find out for sure, but I think it's right around 107, 108. Do you know what this is going for?
I think it's going for like right around 108.
108?
Yeah.
So
I can tell you though.
yeah, so for fully loaded 3LT with the aero kit and PPF on it, it's done right, so it seems, yeah, you're getting a hell of a deal, because you're gonna pay that. You get your car delivered, you get a full 3LT delivered, wait 1.5 to 2 years, it arrives, then you get your PPF put on. Trust me, you're gonna be up there. And including the aero kit, oh yeah. So, dude, good eye. Frank found the PPF. I didn't even see it.
107.
107. Okay, there you go, you have it. When did you guys get this?
That one there, I think we got it a couple months ago.
Okay. Wow, I'm surprised it's still here.
Yeah, I am too. I really am. It's an amazing car. I'd love to have one someday.
They are amazing cars, man. I was just telling the people out there just how to find the options on the car, because a lot of people hear the options, they walk in a pre-owned market and they have no idea where to find this stuff. So somebody says, hey, does it have front lift? They don't even know where to look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So when they're looking at a car, they don't know if they're getting ripped off or not.
Yep.
They're paying 40 grand over for a 1LT.
Yeah, you got to do your research for sure.
Right.
Yep.
And then on top of that, they don't know what these things cost retail.
Yeah, they don't.
So if you go into the Chevy Build website, build this car fully spec'd out, and then if they have the options, include the aero kit, and then tack on, I don't know, roughly 4,000-ish or more for PPF, depending on how they did it. See what your price comes up to, right? You can have it right now. So they're not paying me to say all this. This is how much I believe in this car, by the way. I love mine. So, and it's not for sale right now.
Awesome.
Taking a look inside with this 3LT package, you will notice that it has competition seats. Okay, these are an upgrade as well. So the first question is, they're going to ask yourself, how comfortable are these seats? Well, I can tell you from personal experience, I've driven roughly 20 hours, 10 hours to South Carolina, 10 hours back in traffic with these seats, and I am 5'10", about 220 pounds, and no problems whatsoever. The bolsters are pretty high, but again, I'm telling you from personal experience what I've experienced while driving this car, and they're pretty good. Now, having said that, you'll have some people that are reviewing these cars and talking about them, and they might give you their opinions about these competition seats, but yet they've never driven far in these seats a day in their life. So how can they give you an honest review? I don't know. But they're not for everybody, but that's something to think about. So this will also come with upgraded leather. You have your red stitching, and if you look at the stitching, look how well the stitching lines up. Pretty good. Absolutely beautiful. Very similar to my spec. And then we look at its ceiling. It has all the stitching in the ceiling as well. Kudos to Matt and Nick here at the dealership. They are currently working on some sales, so they probably won't have a moment to chime in right now. They're always busy, which is right. You know, hey, they do amazing work. So guys, let me know what you think. We'll go over some more of this footage and show you some more options and what else to look for. Being that this car is fully loaded, it also has carbon fiber. Now this is something that's important to identify in a car. If you look at a pre-owned C8 and it has carbon fiber, let's say on the doors, but it does not have it over where the instrument cluster is, and it does not have it over here where your controller is, and that means that that is aftermarket. Chevy is not going to give you carbon fiber just on the doors and the doors only. It's going to come as a package. The reason why that's important is because you want to identify where the carbon fiber came from, who installed it, and what the quality is. So something to think about when you're looking at carbon fiber inside of a pre-owned C8. In this case, this is all factory OEM. You don't have to worry about it. But the last thing you want is cheap carbon fiber with some 3M tape that somebody slapped in their car. Could be damaging your car. Also noteworthy when you're looking at these in a pre-owned, this is factory. This is how it's supposed to look. If you see carbon fiber on this, that's not from the factory. Again, that's important because it could be an add-on with some 3M tape, and if you had to peel it off, it could look pretty nasty. So this is a stunning spec. Everything's factory, like I said, fully loaded. So for the price of this, it's right around the price that some people are selling 1LTs. So you can save yourself an awful lot of money by knowing where to look at the options and making sure your car has everything you could possibly want for that price point. Why spend $100,000 for, or $108,000 for a 1 or 2 LT? Having said that, for the 3LT, which is also very important, is you're gonna have a digital rearview mirror. For this car, I can tell you from experience of driving mine, roughly almost 8,000 miles, you're gonna want that. The blind spots in this car, without that mirror, is a little more challenging, right? It's definitely worth having that option on your car. This car also has front lift, and that is where you're gonna identify your front lift, which is the center button. Why is it so important? Again, personal experience, you'll use your front lift more times than you could possibly imagine. There's been so many situations where I never thought I'd be using it, and I end up using it. Highly recommend the front lift. It's a better look from the inside. It's not Alcantara and suede like mine, and yes, I probably pronounced that wrong, but hey, you guys will correct me, I know you will. But looking at this, it does feel so freaking good. I mean, I'm so used to mine being suede, but I don't mind this at all. This car is in absolute perfect condition. So whoever owned this car before took very good care of it. It is a 2020, so you don't expect to be the car to be in that bad a condition, but you never know with some owners how they treat their cars. But black on red, what do you guys think? I love it. I think this car is awesome. So that's the question. Do you want to wait a year and a half, 2 years for your C8? Unfortunately, that is currently the wait, right? That supply and demand is insane right now. Rightfully so. The C8s are amazing. I absolutely love it. But would you pay over retail for a fully loaded 3LT and not have to wait a year and a half, 2 years? I would. On a drop of dime, this spec is almost exactly the way I'd spec my car. The proof of that is obviously by what I own. Different color, right? But everything else is pretty spot on. So for me personally, I would jump on that on a drop of dime. So it is here, it is available. You can contact Nick or Matt here at Whitmore, and I will provide their information and the description below.